Hello, people. I'm Jabby Kawai, joined by Char Kirk.
Yo, yo, yo.
We're looking at Namma stories, the South Anthem, NJ, Aravu, and Siri, and Hanumankind.
I like that name. Hanumankind.
It looks like humankind.
Exactly. That's the point, I think. From
Netflix India. Thanks so much for joining us, you guys. Here we go. The subtitles on this?
Yes.
Once upon a time, ஒரு ஊர்ல பாடல் பாடல் அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் மாறல் என்ன கதை அகர புத்தல வந்த கதை தமிழின் அழகு சொன்ன கதை அகில அறிந்த நம்ம கதை கலையில் மொழியில் அறிவில் மகுடம் தரித்து தமிழன் நின்ன கதை பாட்டி வடசுதா அத்தலாடி கட கட வீட்டு தின்ன மேல எத்தனை சூப்பர் கதை காட்டுல நெட்டுல சுத்துன கலைஞனின் கதை மூச்சில் இருக்குது உலகின் முதன் மொழி கதை எங்க திரும்பினாலும் எங்க கதை மண்ண தொண்ட கிடைக்கும் உன்ன கதை முன்னு கொண்டு போறவா நினைப்பத சொல்லி கொள்ளு துணிவா இருப்பத விசில பறக்க வசனம் தெரிக்க விசிறி முழுக்க உசுர கொடுக்க திரைய விளக்க தலைவன் அடிக்க இந்த பாரு நம்ம ஸ்டோரிஸ்.
It's like I can't quite get the beat, but I'm into it.
Yeah, it's a weird beat.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting place to have a music video take place is in a library.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
This outside fix. Flip that bang with a drip. Drop it like it's on the merch. Midas touch never jinx. Finest one in the list. Find that stuff, man, let's. Times are up when I spit. Southside up in this bitch. Namma stories.
KLTNKATS Southside, you know we the best. Ooh, don't matter the city, these southern committees to flashed around. Where the women are pretty, the weather is great with immaculate sounds. From the sound and the style, it's steady picking up on southern decorum. Kings and queens, my side, the others ain't ready for what we got for them. Celebrate like it's on them. Bring out the glasses and see how we pour them. All about boy out that you can afford them. Hustle at night and sip chai in the mornings. Ooh, came through with no warning. Now that we here, no way you can ignore them. Landed the lungi and liquor that's foreign. Tell all your people it's best you inform them.
Malayali vannada, aarpu villikeda. Scene mari South Side tea pari panda ഞങ്ങ പൊളിയാണ് കഴിവിന്റെ പേ മരി മലയാള സിനിമകൾ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയുടെ ഗതി മതി നെറ്റ്ഫ്ലിക്സിൽ പടം കണ്ട് നിന്നെയൊക്കെ കിളി പറി തോട്ടങ്ങൾ ലെഗസി 10% ലിറ്ററസി ശശി തരൂരിന്റെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പ്രൊഫിഷ്യൻസി ഓസ്കാർ കൊണ്ടെന്ന് റസൂൽ പൂക്കുട്ടി നെഞ്ചിൽ കുടി കൊള്ളുന്ന മോഹൻലാൽ മമ്മൂട്ടി എവിടെ പോയാലും ഞാൻ മിണ്ടും മലയാളത്തിൽ പൊറോട്ടയും ബീഫും ഞാൻ തിന്നും അധികാലത്ത് മുണ്ടും മാടിക്കെട്ടി ചെണ്ട താളം കൊട്ടി കൊട്ടിക്കേറൽ പഞ്ചവാദ്യം കളരി പയ്യറ്റിൽ അംഗമാദ്യം കഥകളിയുടെ വൃന്ദവാദ്യം എത്തിത്താരാതെ വള്ളംകളിയുടെ ചൊല്ല് വെക്കിക്കേറാൻ വന്നാൽ മുറുകും നാടൻ തല്ല് തമിഴെണ്ണ ചമ്പീട തെലുഗു മച്ചമ്പീട ബാംഗ്ലൂരിൽ ഗല്ലിന്റെ ബോയ്സ് എല്ലാം പല്ലൂർ സൗത്ത് സൈഡ് ഇസ് സ്ട്രോങ് ബോയ് കലക്ക് കലക്ക് തെറിക്ക് തെറിക്ക് പറക്ക് പറക്ക് നോക്ക് നമ്മ സ്റ്റോറീസ് കലക്ക് കലക്ക് തെറിക്ക് തെറിക്ക് പറക്ക് പറക്ക്
മച്ചാൻ നമ്മ സ്റ്റോറീസ്.
കേട്ട് നോക്ക് നമ്മ സ്റ്റോറീസ്.
Wow.
Very interesting South Indian Netflix anthem.
Well, you know what it is? Like, Netflix is kind of the Trojan horse of advertising, because it's so interesting to me that they will make a thing, like a piece of art, that feels like it's a completely different thing, but then use it as a way to advertise what they're doing. Because basically this is like, hey, South India, we have a bunch of South Indian content available on our platform. And also, meanwhile, here's a fun rap where we have different artists from, different regions in South India, and they're all going to rap in their language or like do their own thing and celebrate what makes each region really, really cool. And
it's a song about pride.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really awesome. Like, I really enjoyed as well how the sounds from each artist were so different, but they integrated really well into that one song.
Sure. I mean,
I think
there were moments I don't fully agree with that, but I do to a certain degree.
Okay.
Yeah, like there was somewhere I'm like, I could have done without that guy or whatever. But like for the most part, I enjoyed it. It was cool. Yeah. I mean, it was interesting to see that. And oftentimes when I listen to hip hop, it's like kind of negative or it's antagonistic of some kind. And here there was a little bit of antagonism, but it was more so a celebration of this is what we have to offer, and you should check it out. I thought that was a nice positive way to look at it. I thought it was very interesting that the very first location that we're really seeing in this video is inside of a library, and I've never seen that as the backdrop for a hip-hop music video.
Well, like I think the cool thing about Arivu as well is, he's someone who, at least from our exposure to him, right, like he's really interested in telling stories about his people and the pride that he has in being Tamilian, right? Mm-hmm. And like I liked that whole vibe that he was giving with the different drums and the beats being so like, I liked it, but it's so different than what I normally experience because, like, I like music, I like to move, I like to sing, I like to dance, and I'm listening to that and I'm like, I don't know what to do with my body right now,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how to move to this. But the thing that we've come to learn about Tamil people is that they are very proud of their language and their heritage, and so it totally makes sense to me that he's talking about that and doing that in a library because it's like, this is our pride,
right.
Our language is our pride.
I don't know the name of the female artist here. I don't know which one she is, if she's NJ Siri or Hanuman Khan, but I think she's dope.
I liked her a lot too.
I thought she was really cool, and you don't as often see female hip hop artists in general, but when you do, it's usually like hypersexual or something like that. Like they got to be just as dirty or nasty as the guys in order to compete, and I don't agree with that.
Right.
That philosophy is all the same, idea, the underlying idea, which is we have a lot to offer. Check it out. Like we're pretty dope. If you haven't seen us, we're pretty dope, and here's why. And I thought just the overarching idea is pretty cool. I mean, me, I'm not into faux bravado. I'm just not into that, and like all the stuff where they're just like, ugh, and I'm like, if you're not breakdancing, just don't do that. That's the only instance where I'm into the faux bravado, because like you're actually doing some badass shit. You know what I'm saying?
But the badass shit here is like you're dropping some rhymes, you're dropping some truth, you're dropping some knowledge. That's the badassery to me. Like, I liked her.
If I had to take a guess between, like, if I was to have you either learn rhymes or learn how to breakdance, you're much quicker going to learn how to do rhymes than breakdance. And I think that's the case for most people. And
listen, you've never seen me do a windmill. It's pretty bad.
Windmills are fucking hard. I've tried. Those are really hard to do. As someone with experience in that physical stuff, like that's the only instance where I watch faux bravado unfold, and I'm like, dude, you deserve to do that. Like yes, you're doing some crazy shit spinning on your head like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't spin on my head. I just like jumped over my legs a few times.
I'm talking about like when you're breakdancing or whatnot, or just dancing in general. Like that's fine. But
I can dance.
You know what I'm saying? Like breakdancing, like serious hardcore dancing like
Sure.
that. But like for hip hop, I'm just tired of seeing that. It's like, it's just this thing that's been around since the 90s. And I'm like, I just don't care for it. Personally, I know that makes me a curmudgeon. Like I said, I mean, I hit this with a lot of positivity. I like what they're saying. I like the imagery. I like some of the people who are hip-hopping, who were spitting rhymes and whatnot.
You know what I also really appreciated is just how, even though they're speaking different languages, they're able to come together and make this song and rap. And to me, at least, it all sounded really good. It sounded really interesting. Mm-hmm. Like, I really love how this part of culture, this part of Black culture or African American culture has kind of reached different areas of the world, and that people from different countries have embraced it, and in embracing it have made it their own. Mm-hmm. And like, I love that about international hip hop, is that each country has its own sound. Each country has its own vibe. If you listen to UK hip hop, it's completely different to American hip hop. French hip hop is different. You know, you get that flavor of where it's from, and you get that kind of like basic idea of like what inspired it, you know?
Yeah. I just feel bad for Lenny Kravitz.
Why?
Because he has...
Why?
Because you say black culture, and I'm like, Lenny Kravitz is black.
Sure, yeah.
How come his music doesn't have that kind of inspiration across the globe?
It's what is his music though? Because
Rock.
he doesn't really rap.
It's rock.
It's rock.
It's rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because it doesn't sound like R&B either.
Earth, Wind, and Fire's music doesn't have that global... I mean, that's an older group, but...
Earth, Wind, and Fire is huge. They're classic.
No one's imitating Earth, Wind, and Fire across the globe.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's night in September.
Yeah.
Is it the 21st night? I don't know. I just make up
Whatever.
lyrics.
I'm just saying. Like, what I'm trying to... Ultimately, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, black culture has a lot more to offer than just hip hop. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. There's so much to offer.
But I understand that hip hop is the most popular thing. Look, I'm just not the best person for hip hop reviews.
I get it. This was fun, though.
It is fun. I enjoyed aspects of it. I thought that the overall idea is cool. You know, I'm a bigger fan of, and this probably just speaks more to my white side, but I'm a bigger fan of the rock music from South India. I haven't often heard hip hop from South India, though. Like,
no, that's true. Like we heard it with Enjoy and Jami.
But even like they were pointing out Rajnikanth, like when I first saw Rajnikanth, it was to a dope rock beat. Like that sound of rock I've never heard before, except from South India. I thought it was so fascinating. I'm like, well, this is really cool. And this isn't South India, but or no, it is Arjun Reddy.
Yeah,
and so
that's Telugu.
That's Telugu. Yeah, like that sound is dope. That is such a iconic sound. Like you know exactly what that sound is when you hear it. Yeah. Like they make some very iconic rock sounds, and that's what I'm into. But anyway, sorry. I'm not trying to take a shit on this. I think it's cool. They're way more talented than me. So, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jabby Koi. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.